Picture this. It's a Saturday morning. Your 3-year-old is standing at the kitchen counter holding a heavy plastic jug of milk with 2 tiny, shaky hands. They are intensely focused, trying to pour it into their small cup. You watch the milk slosh dangerously close to the edge. You know what is going to happen. In exactly 2 seconds, that milk is going to spill all over the counter, the floor, and their clothes. So, your parental instinct kicks in. Before a single drop hits the table, you swoop in. You gently take the jug from their hands, say, "Here, let mommy help you," and pour it perfectly. Crisis averted. No mess to clean up. You feel like you just supported your child. But I want you to look at their face. Their shoulders drop. The intense focus in their eyes vanishes. By swooping in to save them from a messy failure, you think you are being a loving, helpful parent. But neuroscience reveals a dark side to this everyday habit. By constantly rescuing your child from micro-failures, you are inadvertently sending their developing brain a devastating message. You are not capable, and the world is too hard for you to handle alone. By the end of this video, you are going to learn exactly how helicopter parenting physically prevents your child from building emotional resilience, and the counterintuitive framework you must use instead to raise a deeply capable, independent child. But before we get into the science, take a deep breath. If you just realized you swoop in and rescue your child 10 times a day, let go of the guilt right now. You are doing it out of pure love. As modern parents, we are terrified of seeing our children struggle. We hate seeing them frustrated, sad, or disappointed. We want their lives to be smooth and joyful. Plus, let's be honest, letting them pour the milk means you have to clean up a massive puddle when you are already exhausted. Rescuing them is faster and cleaner. You are a great parent doing your absolute best to protect your child. But what modern parenting culture forgot to tell us is that shielding a child from every tiny frustration is actually starving their brain of the exact nutrients it needs to grow strong. Let's decode this. What is physically happening in your child's brain when you let them fail versus when you rescue them? Resilience, the ability to bounce back from failure, is not a personality trait you are born with. It is a physical neural pathway that must be built through experience. When your child tries to build a tall block tower and it collapses, their brain experiences a microdose of stress. Their amygdala flags the frustration, and a tiny amount of cortisol is released. It feels uncomfortable. But if you let them sit in that frustration and then try again, an amazing neurological event happens. Their prefrontal cortex, the logical, problem-solving part of the brain, activates to calm down the amygdala. Every time they experience a small failure, process the frustration, and try again, they literally build a thicker, stronger bridge between the prefrontal cortex and the amygdala. This bridge is the physical manifestation of resilience. But when you constantly swoop in to catch the falling blocks or pour the milk for them, you completely short-circuit this process. You rob their brain of the opportunity to practice dealing with stress. You are raising a child with an underdeveloped resilience bridge. Because they never practice handling tiny failures at age 3, their nervous system completely shatters when they face a real, unavoidable failure at age 13. If you are finding this breakdown helpful and want to learn more science-backed ways to build your child's brain, take 1 second to hit that subscribe button. Let's keep decoding parenting together. Now, let's look at the exact steps to fix this. How do we stop rescuing them and start building that resilience bridge? You have to embrace what developmental psychologists call the struggle space. Here is the exact step-by-step framework you must use the next time your child is about to fail. Step 1. The 10-second pause. The next time you see them struggling with a zipper, a puzzle, or a heavy cup, and your instinct screams at you to jump in, stop. Put your hands behind your back if you have to. Bite your tongue and count to 10. Do absolutely nothing. Give their brain a 10-second window to figure it out or to make the mistake. A spilled cup of milk or a shoe put on the wrong foot is a very cheap price to pay for building a resilient brain. You have to let them feel the friction of learning. Step 2. Emotional narration. If the 10 seconds pass, they fail, and they get deeply frustrated, do not fix it for them. And do not distract them with a toy or a snack. Validate the feeling. Renowned psychiatrist Dr. Dan Siegel calls this name it to tame it. Say, "Oh man, the tower fell down. That is so frustrating. I saw how hard you worked on that." Let them cry or huff for a moment. Resist the urge to say, "It's okay, don't cry." By sitting with them in their sadness, you are teaching their brain that negative emotions are not dangerous emergencies that need to be rushed away. They are just temporary waves that pass. Step 3. Scaffold, don't solve. If they truly need help after struggling, don't do the task for them. Act as their co-pilot, not their chauffeur. You want to provide just enough scaffolding so they can reach the answer themselves. Instead of saying, "Here, let me do it," shift your language. Say, "This is really tricky. I'm right here if you need a hint." Or ask a guiding question. "Those blocks keep falling. I wonder what would happen if we put the biggest flat block on the bottom." You keep the ownership of the task and the immense pride of the final accomplishment entirely in their hands. Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking, but my child has a totally different temperament. If their tower falls, they don't just get a little sad. They throw the blocks across the room and scream for 20 minutes. I have to step in to keep the peace. I hear you. And that is incredibly exhausting. But listen closely. That explosive reaction is the exact proof that they desperately need the struggle space. Their massive tantrum over a fallen block means their amygdala is completely overpowering their prefrontal cortex. They have zero tolerance for frustration because they haven't been allowed to practice it in small doses. Start ridiculously small. Let them struggle with putting on their sock for just 5 seconds before you help. You have to endure some short-term meltdowns to build long-term emotional regulation. Sitting back and watching your child fail is one of the hardest things you will do as a parent. It goes against every protective instinct in your body. But when you hold yourself back, you are giving them the ultimate gift. Fast forward 20 years from now. When they are 25 years old and they fail a college exam, get rejected from a job, or experience a painful breakup, they are going to feel sad. But they won't break. Their nervous system won't collapse. Because of the times you let them spill the milk and rebuild the blocks today, their brain will have the physical wiring to whisper, "This is really hard. But I know how to do hard things, and I will figure this out." Building resilience starts today. Which of the 3 steps from the struggle space framework are you going to try first? The 10-second pause or scaffolding? Let me know down in the comments. I read every single one. And speaking of setting your child up for success, are you currently using flashcards, teaching them their ABCs, or stressing about giving them an academic head start? Click the video on your screen right now to learn why neuroscience says your child absolutely does not need academics before age 5. And the one counterintuitive thing they desperately need instead to build a genius brain. Subscribe to Mind Makers, and let's keep building those beautiful brains together.